Welcome to Ready for Combat, UFC 286. We have Leon Rocky Edwards versus Kamaru the Nightmare Usman. So let's get into the stats for Rocky. MMA record 20-3, age 31, height 6'2", and a 74-inch reach. So Rocky's coming off of KO, head kick KO win against Usman. One of the most memorable head kick KOs in MMA, just for the stakes. Rocky was looking like he was down, but he was not out, and he managed to pull it off. So skill set wise, Rocky's definitely one of the most well-rounded MMA fighters to date. Striking wise, he's bread and butter, clean, clinical. We've seen it. Grappling wise, great jiu-jitsu. Wrestling wise, he has fair wrestling. In the clinch, he works well in the clinch. Elbows, takedowns. There isn't an area you can say is predominantly a weakness. I would say it's more of whether you can be better than him at that skill set, but I wouldn't say it's a weakness. So definitely one of the most well-rounded in the game to date. He can work out of both stances, predominantly southpaw, but he can go orthodox. He switches stances very fluently, very well. Good jiu-jitsu from Rocky. I believe he's a black belt. Has very good back control. We saw it in the Usman fight. He managed to get his back. Managed to stay on his back for a fair amount of time as well. We've seen it against Gunnar Nelson. Managed to get onto his back, and Gunnar's a great grappler himself. So yeah, jiu-jitsu wise, very good. Offense in the clinch, left elbows in the clinch. RDA fight, I believe he hit RDA with numerous elbows out of the clinch when they were on the break. Takedowns in the clinch is very good. He's got very good trips. We saw it against Usman. Managed to take Usman down. First ever person to do that. Also with Rocky, good cardio generally, which didn't show in the last fight, which could be maybe because of elevation. We don't know. Usman obviously trains at higher elevation. Rocky doesn't train at elevation, so he may have been at a disadvantage in that fight and may have caused some of the tiredness that we saw throughout rounds 2 to 4. Let's move on to Kamaru the Nightmare Usman. Stats for Usman: record 20-2, height 6 foot, age 35, and reach 76-inch reach. So Usman, one of the most dominant fighters in MMA to date, even counting the loss. Definitely one of the most dominant we've seen. It was on the way to greatness, GOAT status. Be it whether you say he was better than GSP, that could be in question now. He might have to get this one back for that to be a fact again. But one of the most dominant grapplers, wrestlers in the game. Literally, his game is pressuring you in your face, dominance, backing you up against the cage, breaking your will. Usman is a fighter that likes to be in your face, pressure, and break your will. Obviously, you get great wrestling from Usman, especially against the fence. Just pressure, strikes. And you can see Usman's a very strong fighter, especially in his grappling. But that's also been able to materialize in his striking as his striking's improved. Training with Trevor Whitman. He does the basics in striking very well, I think. Very clean, sharp, great jab he's managed to develop. Good, sharp 1-2. I wouldn't say he has a dynamic striking game, but the basics he does very well. Does a lot of his work, obviously, against the cage, because obviously he likes to pressure you, likes to back you up, cage cut, be in your face. We saw it in most of his fights. Tyron Woodley fight, Leon Rocky Edwards fight, pretty much every fight. That is the game plan for Usman. But at the same time, he's never been KO'd before. So questions need to be answered now. Will Usman step in the cage tentative? Will doubt be in his mind? Judging from interviews, he seems like he's just putting it down to he got caught. He zigged when he should have zagged, and he got caught. He believes he was the dominant fighter, which up until that point he was. So it's probably just back to the game plan for Usman, and just don't get caught again. But in terms of ways to win this fight, let's start with Rocky Edwards. Rocky needs to keep the respect. Obviously, he's knocked out Usman. So Usman, I don't care what he says, he has to be wary that Leon can knock him out now. So Rocky has to keep respect, keep the distance, good movement, and don't get backed up towards the cage by Usman. Easier said than done, but it's something he has to try to do. Keep Usman guessing. Don't headhunt. Obviously, you've knocked him out before, but don't headhunt. Obviously, work the body, work everywhere, leg kicks, body, upstairs. And yeah, that being a factor that he's knocked him out before, there may be openings to the body a lot more. Especially if he works out a southpaw. You have the liver kick. You could land those, work the body of Usman, get him tired. Usman's a machine, so it's not going to be easy, but there's other options. And obviously, if he does open up, go for the head kicks, go for the knockout again. Make the most of opportunities. So Usman is definitely going to be in his face. Usman's definitely going to try clinch up with him. Usman's definitely going to try take him down. Rocky did have some good takedown defense before he got tired in the last fight. So if he can clinch up with him, use the elbows that you're good at. Work trying to take Usman down again with the trips. Maybe not straight wrestling, but trips. Maybe use judo. Use a different aspect of grappling to get Usman down. But for Kamaru Usman, keys to victory, I'd say for him, close the distance, be in Rocky's face, cage cut, close him down, push him up against the cage, and pressure, persistence and pressure. I'd say for Usman, stay composed. Don't let the fact that he's knocked you out or the fact that you want to get a finish to get him back make you get out of your game plan. Stay composed. Don't be overzealous, because we've seen now that obviously Rocky is someone who is constantly making reads in fights. For him to make that read in the 5th round shows that he's constantly doing it. So you always have to be wary that someone of a high striking IQ as Rocky is always making reads to how he can finish the fight. So yeah, Usman has to stay composed, stay wary, stay on his toes. Try not to bite on feints too much. Obviously, if you're giving away too much feints, you're giving away potential setups for Rocky, and him being able to make reads. So yeah, if Usman can stick to his original game plan, obviously pressure, persistence, break his will, takedowns, and dominance, he might be able to upset the London crowd, but we'll see. Let me know down below who you're picking for this fight. Have you got Leon Rocky Edwards or have you got Kamaru the Nightmare Usman? It's gonna be a great pay-per-view fight in London. I'll be there. If you're there, comment down below and we'll see you there. Kombat Kingz out.